The Ninja Academy shenanigans continue in this week's brand new episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And this week's episode is going to be dedicated to the daughter of Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. That's right, Sarada Uchiha is the star this week, and frankly, I think it's about damn time. She's a character that I am very interested in for a number of reasons. One, just being the daughter of Sasuke alone makes her very interesting, but I love the fact that she has her very own distinctive personality. Not quite Sasuke, not quite Sakura, somewhere in the middle. And this episode is dedicated to her helping out her mom on this mission. You see, Sakura and Ino are getting ready to go out of town and have some girl time, and because she's going to be busy, she decides to delegate this task to Sarada. The task, of course, is to return a teddy bear to one of her patients who desperately needs it. So, of course, everything is going to go completely wrong. The bulk of this week's episode follows Sarada and Chocho as they go around Konoha Village trying to find this stuffed animal that she lost on a train, while also trying to desperately not be seen by Boruto and his group of flunkies, because for some reason, Sarada does not want to be on the same level as Boruto. She wants to be taken seriously. She wants to be a cool, calm, kick-ass ninja just like her father, but still having the ladylike qualities of her mother. And she just cannot be seen as someone who is foolish in front of Boruto, because unfortunately if that happens, they're just going to hound her all the way until her graduation. And honestly, this leads to a lot of fun imagery, and I understand why we have an episode which is dedicated to Sarada Uchiha, because the next arc of the series is going to solely focus on her character. And I think it's a good idea to put her in front of the audience's eyes just a little bit before we move on to that. It's not the first time that the Naruto series has actually done something like this, and I like the way that it's actually handled in this episode. That in mind, this is not the most exciting episode from the series. It certainly has some nice imagery and some funny moments, and watching Sarada sort of go across the village and not trying to be outed just like Boruto honestly leads to a lot of laughs. I really do like her character a lot, and I like how she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She sort of wears her emotions on her sleeves, like in the scene at the very beginning of the episode when Sakura is leaving. Sarada actually comments that she really wishes that Sakura would bring her back a father, implying, of course, that Sasuke is never around, he never seems to go and see his family, and all she wants to do is just have a normal family life, and that's something that unfortunately she has not had yet in the series, but something that will come to a head in the next arc of the series. Again, why I think it's a very good job to build up Sarada a little bit more, because in the first half of the series, she's mostly been in the background. She's had a few Q scenes with Boruto and teaming up with him and having a few interactions, but for the most part, this has been fully the Boruto show. But Sarada is a character that I'm very interested to learn a little bit about, and we got to see a lot of her funny quirks in this episode, and some of my favorite scenes came from the moments where she did not want to be seen by Boruto and his friends. In fact, there was a nice little tie-in at the very beginning and the very end of the episode. At the very beginning, Shino is trying to teach all of the young ninja the fundamentals of walking on water. Becoming Ninja Jesus, that's right. And all of them completely suck at it. Despite the fact that some of them have some pretty awesome ninja skills that pay the bills, they cannot walk on the water yet. And by the end of the episode, there's a scene where they learn that the stuffed rabbit for this patient is being floated down a river in some sort of weird ceremony to honor some long-lost dead people, and she ends up walking slowly onto the river. She ends up getting it, and she falls directly into the water. She's still not good at doing this technique. And of course, Boruto and all of his friends are right over there fishing, and they think they're about to catch the biggest damn fish in the river, and boom, freaking Sarada pops up like the goddamn Kraken and completely freaks all of them out. It's a really funny scene as she tries to play it all cool, saying, "It was really hot today, I just wanted to swim. This has nothing to do with me being goofy or ridiculous like you, Boruto. Do not compare me to you." The episode ends very sweetly with Sakura returning to her home with her daughter making dinner and even taking some advice for her to put some tomatoes in some miso soup, which to me personally sounds gross. That's just not the type of thing that I'm into, but it's a really pleasant scene, especially how she plays up the fact that everything went completely fine with getting this stuffed animal back to the patient. So, what's the rundown? on this week's episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Not the most fun, super exciting episode of the series. I mean, you're not going to see any cool fight scenes or shuriken or even Boruto fighting against a weird tiger monkey. We need more Boruto fighting against tiger monkey scenes. This is an episode that was dedicated to Sarada Uchiha and just her overall fun personality. And I like her character a lot. I really hope they expand on her a little bit more as the series goes on, and that's really the benefit of this Boruto manga series. And ultimately, that's really what the benefit of this Boruto anime series is that they're being able to expand on these characters who are in the manga version and give them some extra material to work with. It's not like the Naruto anime is even, you know, like... And that's really the benefit of this Boruto anime series. In fact, that's been one of the biggest benefits of the Naruto series in general. Love it or hate it, the series does a pretty damn good job of expanding on its characters and making you care about them, even though some of those episodes might seem very fillerish and frankly kind of boring. But this episode right here, to me, was just pleasant. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't necessarily love it, but I did find myself at least getting some mild enjoyment out of it, and I love that we got to spend some more time with Sarada Uchiha, who I really wish was the main character of the series, to be perfectly honest. I just think the concept of Sasuke having a daughter is really exciting, and I just want to see more from that. And of course, like I said, they're planting the seeds for the next big arc of the series, which is slowly building its way up. It's a couple more episodes away, but trust me, it's definitely going to be worth seeing. And there's definitely reason to get excited for the next arc of the series. Hell, I would say it's probably going to be the most interesting arc thus far. I'm also interested to see how they're actually going to be animating all of this, and I can't wait to see what the length of the arc is going to be as well, because the next arc of the series is from the manga, and it was adapted from like 10 chapters worth of material, but I have a feeling they're going to be able to stretch this out just a little bit more, and I can see why they're going to do that as well, as they have other arcs that they have to build up. It's pretty clear they're going to be redoing the Boruto movie in the anime format, and this could be an excuse to really make it better or make it a lot worse, and we're just going to have to see. I think we'll get our first preview to that with the next arc that's coming up in the series, and hopefully it certainly does pay off. Sarada Uchiha, though, is definitely the star of this week's episode, but she has some great companionship in the form of Chocho, who seems to know all of the secrets of Konoha Village. I loved watching them just sort of walk around the village and do their very own thing, and I love that Chocho took them to this like mysterious market where all of these other villagers come together to sell their distinctive items and food from their villages, and Chocho actually manages to barter with this one woman with these super rare potato chips. It's weird, and this woman, like, really wants these chips. Like, she's like a crackhead for these ridiculous Japanese potato chips, and it ends up helping, and they end up getting the teddy bear back, and everybody's happy. It's just a super fun, happy number fun time episode of Boruto, but it really wasn't all that great either. But it still falls somewhere in the middle in terms of entertainment value, which is why I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. Average, fun episode of Boruto, completely inoffensive, and definitely made for the hardcore fans of the series. So make sure to check it out, especially if you're a fan of Sarada Uchiha, or you wanted to learn a little bit more about her and where she is right now as a full-fledged ninja. So check it out, guys. If any of you did watch the episode, why don't you tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Boruto reviews. I know that the setting I'm in today is kind of strange. This is actually in our green screen room. We have it completely blacked out, and the other rooms we have right now are just completely filled up, so that's why I'm doing my review in here today. In fact, there's going to be a lot of big changes coming up over the course of the next couple of months, as I have a brand new roommate who's going to be moving in with me in my house, and I'm actually going to be moving into a completely separate room, so I'm going to be changing my setup in there a little bit as well. Not to mention, there's just so many other crazy projects that I'm working on right now. I'm hoping to have my Netflix Castlevania video ready for tomorrow, and I also have another episode of Gundam Thunderbolt that I have to look at and review. It's just I've been so damn busy lately, and I had just enough time to do this Boruto review for you guys today. So thank you all for tuning in. I honestly can't thank you guys enough for that. And like I said, make sure to check out the channel. I release a ton of videos, and I really would appreciate it if you guys would check those out and sort of interact with your other viewers and with me as well. I'm always down for a good conversation. So thank you guys again. I will see you next time, and as always, stay down there, baby. I can could watch Boruto fight tiger monkeys all day.